So Jenny, well done. So we know that. So the recording's in progress. So Jane, if you want to share your screen and start the presentation.
Okay. Oh, let's just go back to where we should be on the presentation. Sorry about that, guys. That's the first hurdle we've fallen at. There we go. Well, now you can see what you've got coming as we go through our presentation. Okay, I think that's, there we go. Number one, there we go. Over to Jackie.
Okay, so why go the extra mile? So you all know, I'm talking to the converted here, that tributes are a great way of making your supporter feel valued and individual, with your tribute scheme offering the bereaved supporters a place of comfort. Although your tribute scheme will be the same offering to all your supporters, it does give you the ability to make your supporter feel truly individual by giving them the opportunity to share the story of their loved one, but in their own way. So your supporters are connected to your charity because they've either loved you in life, or you've helped them, or maybe during the time of when, you know, saddest time of their life, you've been there and you're offering them a tribute scheme where they can share that story. We don't want to be adding to your workload. I know personally that I've been training lots of new starters for my charity partners recently, and they've all got a very, very big role, and they're all hitting the ground running, and they're having to take on in-mem and tributes, as well as lots of other things, and getting to know what their charity is about. So I think your role seems busier than ever, you know, when I speak to you. So we don't want to be adding to your workload. We're just going to try and give you a few simple ideas that you might be able to take away, implement, and then the tributes will look after themselves. So fundraising is usually about making that donation ask, but in memory completely bucks this trend, and your tribute scheme supports this as they give something back to the supporter. These in-mem supporters are going through a bereavement, and that can be incredibly tough. I don't know if you all talk to bereaved families, but for those that you do, it's very hard to put yourself in their shoes to know what they're going through. They're often vulnerable and sensitive and need support, and they probably see you as the experts of getting them through that little bereavement, what to do in that initial stage to honour the memory of their loved ones. You've given them a place to remember with your tribute scheme, and in return keeping that longevity, the connection will hopefully result in repeat donations for your charity as well. So a place of comfort for your supporters, but it still is a fundraising, albeit a soft ask fundraising tool for you guys. Remembering each supporter is an individual who want to support you in their own way, that's personal to them, will keep that connection strong, and longevity. So we know that lots of our partners have tributes that are still going 15 years, 10 years after they've initially been set up. They might not be raising the same amount of money that they did initially, but they'll remember them at anniversaries. They might add events for you. And, you know, and they've kept their tributes there open in the public space. The last couple of years have highlighted the importance of connection, and you probably all are aware of that with other touch points in your charities. So it doesn't have to be in person, but in fact, with everybody spread out now throughout the world, you just need to make sure that your tribute scheme is available anytime, you know, for everyone. So your tributes do offer that flexibility, and it will draw supporters in for the long term, get them coming back to their pages time and time again. So even if they initially created their tribute to get those funeral donations, with a bit of connection, communication, you know, you can keep those you know, connections there. Your supporter doesn't always have to make a donation when they visit their tribute either. So that's a key thing when you're setting up a tribute for someone, to let them know it's not always about asking a donation. This is a place for them. Those supporters really want to make a difference through their tributes and create positivity, a way of thanking your charity for helping them at a sad time in their lives. Losing a loved one is the connection that they all share. So if you want to go to the next slide. So that was why. So next slide, Jane.
Yeah, one moment. There we go.
So how to go to the extra mile. So I know, as I've just mentioned, that we've got lots of new starters within new charities. And one of the questions that keeps coming back to all of us account managers is, oh, how do we create a tribute? Our supporter wants us to create a tribute. In the hospices, they know the families, so you know this is the first step of maybe that stewardship, that you could do that initial bit for them. And I will do a demo in a minute of how to do that. But also just remember that in your partner area under the manage tab, the charity and support site also shows you how to create a tribute, so you're never stuck, you're never on your own. There might be lots of reasons that they ask you to create a tribute. Like I just said, you might know the family, or you might just want to do it, think about, shall we do this on behalf of our family, take that initial bit away for them. What I would say is that when you do create a tribute on behalf of your family, sign it over to them, give them back the ownership so that they do connect with the tribute, and they start adding those personal stories and messages. So it's not something you're going to maintain for them forever. You do actually want to hand it over. So if I share my screen, Jane, now I'm just going to pop into the partner area. So hope everybody can see that. So this, I'm going to show optimum partners where to create from their partner area. If you're an Advantage partner, get in touch with your account managers if you're not sure how to do it, or in our support team, and they will quickly run it through with you. So don't, you've got lots of opportunities to get help. So within your optimum partner area, you'll have the tribute tab and create a tribute. Now I do live in the middle of nowhere, so I just want you to know that it might be a bit slower than normal. So literally you would fill out the fields, very logical platform here. You probably notice here we've added this X, which was in the last release. That's just to make sure that we can accommodate all those supporters that may not want to be identified as male or female. So for those partners that didn't know that was in the next release, it's all up and running now. So you would just literally type in the names here, optional details. Now this is the date of birth and date of death. Now if you've got these, or you can, I would strongly recommend that you populate these here, maybe the date of death as well, because these could be one of your stewardship options. Jane will talk about this a bit later, but if you fill out these fields here in your reporting area, when you come to run those reports, you will have that information at your fingertips. So that will enable you to do things like maybe add a candle at a time of the anniversary of the death, say thinking about you. There's birthday gifts, birthday candles. If you're doing that type of stewardship campaign, these fields that have been populated will enable you to do that. The tribute description, I would use our automated suggestions while you create on behalf of the family, because if they want to personalise it, then that's their opportunity when you hand it over them to show them that they can personalise it. The privacy, now 99.9% of tributes will be public. The reason they've set the tribute up is because they want family and friends visiting their tribute. They want them to interact, like either leave a message or make a donation, or if it is been set up for a funeral page, then they want those funeral collections for your charity. Fundraising, your charity logo will appear here. and the tribute appearance. Now, if you haven't got a bespoke theme, so your branding doesn't appear here, you will automatically create the tribute with our default setting of freesias. But you can, we've got a whole selection here of all types of I don't know, take to the sky. So, it'll have a plane. So they can personalize it to whatever their hobby was. Or you, as a charity, might want to look down the list of those options and think actually sunflowers fit with our hospice, or tulips fit with our charity, or the rose fits with our charity. And you can change it. So automatically every tribute that's created will have that branding there and then. So just create tribute, just takes a few seconds. It literally is a couple of seconds. There we go. And then it will appear in your tribute settings, and you'll see here that you've got all the options here to make amends on the tribute. Now, this is where I said I'd add the tribute guardian. So once you've created the tribute, sign it over to the family, just add the tribute guardian, sign it over to them. They'll receive an automated email with a password, to a password reset, and then they'll have the link to their tribute to go in, and they'll become the tribute owner. So it literally is a few seconds. What you could also do at the point of creating their tribute for them is actually add a candle. So add your candle to it. So that when you sign the tribute over to them, you've already got a presence on the tribute, offering condolences from your family. If you are setting this up because your supporter wanted to do an event in memory of someone, you could also add the event. So you would just go to the Manage Events tab, and you would populate the events. I'll just quickly show you. So if they were going to do, I don't know, you were doing a sunflower walk, you would just add the new event. So you could do it here. If you knew your supporter had already set it up, Just Giving page, for example, for a fundraising event, you can also link that to the tribute. You just follow the instructions, just copy in the Just Giving URL link, so that when you hand it over to them, their tribute's already sort of populated. If you've already had donations in memory of the loved one, you can also add their offline donations. So it's a lovely little thing to be able to do for your supporter. It'll take you a few minutes to do, hand it over, and they've already got their tribute up and running for you. And hopefully that initial contact that they've had with you will really help start that relationship and keep that longevity, and they'll know you personally. I'll stop the share now, Jane. Is there any questions? Let me just check if there's any questions. No, so no, I think, Jess, what you're asking there is, would you only put a candle on if you've got permission? So no, I'd always, even when you haven't created the tribute, I would actually light a candle on behalf of the charity, so that the supporter knows that the charity are aware that that tribute's been created, and they know that the charity know that you're raising money for them. So I hope that's explained everything. One of the other things I was going to say is that another touch point is your supporter care teams. Now, we definitely don't want to be adding to their workloads, but if they know on your website where they can let supporters know where to create a tribute, or they actually know the person in their charity who looks after the tributes, and then you can create the tribute for them. If they know that there's that option available, when they're speaking to in-men donors as well, they can always say, we can create a tribute for you, as long as they know who the person is they need to direct their supporter to. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so Jane is now going to chat to you about the stewardship top tips. Yes, I'll be quiet and I'll keep my eye on the chat box.
Thanks, Jackie. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming along today. And I hope we can give you some good ideas on stewardship. We're going to take you through the 5 top tips. The first one would be to start early. Everyone finds it really difficult to find the words to speak to someone when they've lost somebody, but offering a tribute early is a really practical tool that you can give the family. So get in touch with them via a phone call, a card, or even an email. Just make sure that you mention their loved one and have all the correct details. Just let the family know that you're there for them and you're there to support them. Also, make sure that you remember lots of your tributes will be created by the funeral directors that partner with Much Loved, and also by families going directly to the Much Loved website to set up a tribute. So just to make sure that you're always aware of these, you can make use of your alerts. You'll find the alerts beneath the Manage tab in your partner area. Alerts are available both to Advantage and to Optimum partners. So simply click on alerts and you'll see there's a box up in the top corner where you add your email, and then you choose what alerts you want to receive and also how often you want to receive those alerts. But it's a really useful tool for you to make use of. Don't be wary of speaking to families about their loved one. If you feel you need a bit of guidance on this, Much Loved are hosting another bereavement training session, which will take place on the 13th of October. So just get in touch with your account manager if you'd like to attend, and we can send you the link so that you can get that all organised for yourself. So number 2 is remember the why. Why are these people choosing to fundraise for your organisation? In Memory Givers, a very different kind of fundraiser. They're highly motivated, and it's really important that you acknowledge that and let the family know that you're there for them. So get in touch with them and let them know that you're there. And this communication was very kindly shared with me by Jackie at Greenwich and Bexley Hospice. And she sends this out after a tribute has been set up. And there's 3 main points here. 1, it's thanking the family for setting up the tribute. 2, letting the family know that the hospice will stay in touch with them and let them know how the tribute is doing. And 3, offering support and assistance if the family need they do it. So it's a really nice way to get in touch, let them know that you're there for them and you're there to help them. So perhaps a week or so after that initial point of contact, you can also send a welcome pack. This can be a leaflet, a booklet, or even a PDF. It's completely up to you. We've got a couple of examples here. You can see St Wilfrid's Hospice send one. They've rebranded their tributes as Forget Me Not Tribute Funds. And we also have one here from SRUK, where their tribute leaflet is called The Treasured Memories. And also MNDA, who I think use fantastic wording because they refer to the tributes as a lasting celebration of your loved one. And they also have a very clear call to action where they ask those families to set up the tribute and use it to help in the fight against MND. So communication in everything is super important. You must make sure that you let your families know that you're thinking of them. So perhaps get in touch, let them know how much money the tribute is raised, how that money has been used to benefit your organisation. Also get in touch for the milestones, Christmas, Father's Day, Mother's Day. And do remember that Much Loved will have special cards, gifts and candles for those times. So you can either get in touch with your families to let them know that they can add them to the tribute, or you could go on and light a Christmas candle to let them know that you're thinking of them. And again, you can make use of your alerts. So you can set up an anniversary date for the tribute. So again, just the alerts are found under the Manage tab in your partner area, and you can go in and set up to get an anniversary alert of the tribute, where you'll be notified 3 days before the anniversary date, and that gives you time to go on, light a candle and leave a message for the family. So this isn't about fundraising, this is about showing the families that you're thinking of them at that time. Also, make use of the data that is collected. So this is the tribute report, and you can see beneath the tribute details column, down the bottom here, you've got the date of birth and date of death. And as Jackie mentioned, if you do have that information, you can add that to your database and you can use that in your stewardship. Another really important one to remember is the relationship one, which is here. So this is the tribute guardian details, and this will show the relationship to the deceased. And again, you can download that information and add it to your database so you can use it when stewarding your supporters. Optimum partners have the opportunity to offer bespoke virtual gifts. If you're interested in doing something like that, just get in touch with your account manager and they can send you the artwork requirements and we can get that all organised. The virtual gifts will sit in a folder in your partner. So when somebody goes to the tribute and wants to add a gift, they'll be presented with that folder which will hold your virtual gifts. And as you can see here, these are the virtual gifts for RNLI. They've got quite a few of them and they're really lovely. So it's just another means for your supporters to support you. And it's just something else that they can add to the tribute. And whilst I'm talking about communication, don't forget about our Google group. This is the invite-only group, available both to Advantage and to Optimum partners. If you're interested and you're not part of the group, just let your account manager know and we will add you to the group. It's a really great space where you can share ideas and conversations about fundraising. So finally, support your families in their fundraising. The tributes are a fantastic tool to use to fundraise because you can fundraise through the page. And as Jackie said, you're able to add fundraising events, all kinds of events, including Just Giving events. And also, if someone decides to make a regular gift, you can add that to the tribute so that the amount shows on the total. It's a nice idea to get in touch with the family, perhaps once a year, and let them know how the tribute has done in its fundraising and also how it has impacted on your organisation. If they hit a milestone, you can get in touch to show your thanks. Also, one final thing to say, don't forget that anyone can add a fundraising event to a tribute page, and anyone that does add a fundraising event to the page will be presented with your GDPR ask. So going forward is another potential supporter for your organisation. So I hope that has been of some help of you, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we can have a look and see if there's any questions from anybody.
I think I've tried to answer most of you that have asked for a quick question. If I haven't, please just shout, but we'll have a check. So did anybody have any other questions that they're not sure of? Is it all kind of straightforward?
What was the group I mentioned? The group was the Google group, which is an invite-only group where you can pose questions, share your experiences. If you'd like to join the Google group, just get in touch with your account manager and we'll add your email to the group. Okay, so we've got another message, have we? Brilliant, thank you. So, like I said, this has been recorded, so we will send you the link to it, which means that you know, if you can refresh yourself with any of the little tips we've said and the idea of any stewardship ideas, just going over that creator tribute. So I hope that was a nice, quick, easy and webinar for you all. And if there's no more questions, we'll let you all get on with your day. So
Brilliant. Okay. So all have a great day, everybody, and see you at the next webinar.
Have a lovely day, everyone.
Bye.